when you were chatting about your own journey around burnout or depression, looking back at that, I imagine there's like new rhythms that you've built into your life around your emotional health, your own spirituality, cultivating your own intimacy with Jesus. And just as we kind of move to maybe the end of our conversation, I would just love to chat about your own
Sure. Yeah.
personal journey with Jesus and like what rhythms as a pastor are filling your tank, and what what does that look like right now in your world?
Yeah, it's so strange because on top of it, you got this whole COVID thing that has forced all of us in a new rhythm, right? And some of it's great, like I have more time with my kids at home. That's helped. I think one big thing is sort of realizing like you got to know who you are and what unique skills you bring onto the table and what God has gifted you uniquely to do, and be okay that you're not Superman. You are not
Hmm.
even Jesus couldn't do the things that everybody wanted, and being okay with that and absorbing some of the criticism with it. And I've had to say to some people, yeah, I'm just sorry, I'm just not really good at it. And what I try to challenge and not just say that I'm not good at it, but I'll say to them, can you help me with that? If I'm
Hmm.
not so good at this, you got to help me. So just understanding that has helped tremendously. Understand who I am and how God has built me and wired me. But just in terms of rhythm, like, yeah, for sure, it's COVID season, just slowing down a little bit more, I think taking care of physical health is
Yeah.
important. That's really quite tied to emotional and mental health. um, I think I mean, I don't know about you, Jason, but in your community, just speaking out loud and just telling people that it's okay not to be okay.
Hmm.
um, you know Go talk to someone. That's been kind of healing to the soul, just to be able to speak it out and say, I'm not perfect. i
Yeah.
cannot I cannot go like a machine. I am not going to always be busy. So doing things like that are sort of things that I've been doing, that has helped me a
Yeah.
lot. And just slowing down. I think COVID has forced us to slow down. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So shedding a lot of things that away from my life that probably drove me insane, like trying to see so many people in a row and doing this and that. And I think busyness has really been a drain to all our souls. And
Yeah.
hopefully, COVID has forced all of us to rethink that a
Hmm.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I really appreciate you sharing that. I think one of the things I'm noticing is like when did the like restrictions start to really come down? Was that early March?
I remember it was the week of my birthday. So I had this big birthday my wife planned that got totally kiboshed by it. So it ended up being, just people sending cards. But it was like March 15th to
Yeah.
20th. That was when everything shut down.
So March, April, May, June, we're in July now.
Yeah.
So we're more like, there was the first like 8-week sprint, and then, and there was some tiredness, and then, okay, we need to break. But there's like a low grade, I think, like a second wave of like discouragement. I think even like I just was chatting with some friends from Melbourne, and they have restrictions increased again. So they had like
Yeah.
restrictions and they opened up and there's an outbreak, and it can just feel like, oh man, are we still doing this? And so I think there is like, this season has provided an opportunity for some inreach and for some slowed down, and there's also this low grade, maybe discouragement, or like the tiredness that comes from not knowing how to plan, not knowing where to go, that the exhaustion of leading in the unknown. So I'm
Yeah.
just so grateful, like, for what you said, just to say it's okay to say you're not okay.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. I mean, I've some pastors that talked to me recently, and they're just saying one of the problems they're finding is that even though they're home, they're always on the digital world. It's hard
Yeah.
to I mean, even if, like, especially you got young kids that it's hard to just be like, I'm going to be off for 5 days,
Yeah.
I think we have to kind of get back into that rhythm of taking extended periods off. But for me, I can tell you, I emotionally I'm doing okay, but mentally I'm a bit drained because
Yeah.
you're making a lot of changes real quick, because
Hmm.
restrictions come back and, oh, back to this, or this guy is got, this issue. You gotta really, so I think there's a lot of quick changes that we're making that's taken a lot of mental toll on all the pastors. And there's some articles that I've written, that I've seen that have been written on this. People they're saying that a pastoral crash is going to happen because people are just leading in the unknown is a tough time.
Hmm.
So hopefully I'm praying that pastors won't get to that crash
Yeah.
and they take precautions, but yeah.
Yeah. I think that's part of why we want to have these conversations, is I think when you realize I think the evil one tries to tell us that we're the only ones struggling this time. We're the
Yeah.
only ones looking at stats and discouraged. We're the only ones
Yeah.
who are like, don't know how to like lead our staff remotely. The only ones that, I think it's just to have these conversations, and then to know that you can reach out to another pastor, another friend in this time. And I mean, that's really the heart